Beautiful day today, sun shining, sky is crystal clear blue. So blue it almost hurts, especially against that white snow background. Well, this is about all the sun we're going to get today. It's down, doesn't get up above the trees there. It's about halfway, not even halfway up those trees. But that's what winter's like here. This is better than some of the places in Alaska that we won't see sun for months yet. Well, the forecast says we're going to have 3 or 4 days of this weather now. We can kind of get caught up with the snow, or at least take a break from it. I was thinking about shoveling off that roof again there over the basement, but that snow is still hanging down off of the main roof up there, and it'd be kind of silly to get underneath there and start shoveling that roof off when that snow could come off of there at any time. You look up there and see those daggers coming off of that snow, off that ice, off the roof there. So that's not from heat from the house. That's just from sun hitting there from the warmth and everything that we had. You can see them on that porch roof there too. That one doesn't get any heat on it. Same way with the basement porch roof. Anyway, that's not going to happen for a while. That roof's not going to get changed for a while, at least not until the snow comes off that roof a little more so it's not overhanging like that. Going to see if we can get down there maybe and get that hanger roof cleaned off. Everything else again is pretty good shape. I mean, there's a lot of snow on everything, but it all will hold fine. Got the driveway pretty well cleaned up yesterday. Then we took the tracks off the Bobcat, and we're going to put the tire chains on, and that should be a little bit better for getting around here. Plus we'll swip the wheels in and put them in where they normally go. You have to have clearance on that Bobcat for those tracks because they're pretty wide, and the two options to doing that is to get spacers that fit in between the wheels and the hubs, which are about $200 a piece for the spacers or so, or to turn the wheels around. And it just so happened that by turning the wheels around that worked fine for getting the space that I needed for those tracks there. The problem is that with the wheels out like that, they're wider than all the implements that I use on the machine, the blade and the bucket. So we'll turn those back around, and that way we'll be able to do a little better cleanup job here. This is my shop roof. The snow was slowly sliding off of it as it was warmed up. Curl hasn't broke yet. It probably won't slide anymore for a while until it warms up again. Now it's frozen, everything's frozen solid. It's about 22 degrees right now. It was 11 last night. But that roof will hold up. That'll hold a lot of snow on that. There's about 3.5 to 4 feet of snow up there on that roof right now. That one's the one I don't worry about too much. That's all 6x6, 4x6 timbers and stuff on there, and that one's pretty stout. You can see how much snow is built up on the dog house there. Makes it look small almost. There's almost 3 feet of snow on top of that dog house. And that's been cleaned off a couple of times since it started snowing. I decided to go ahead and brave the cold. It's beautiful sunny out here and not raining or snowing for a change. It's one of the few days we've had that's actually been pretty nice. The sun has swung over to where it's in the gap formed by the highway there between the trees, so we're actually getting a little bit of sunshine in here, which is pretty nice. I have to take advantage of that while I can. It's one of the first times we've had sunshine here in months. What I'm going to do here now is move those wheels around, turn those wheels around the other way. I've got them so that the inside is out on them, so they stick out farther away from the machine for clearance for those tracks. And we've taken the tracks off now. I'm going to put tire chains on for plowing snow. Alright, I got the front left tire changed over, swapped around the wheel, and put the tire chain on. I used the machine. I put the bucket down and just raised the front end up off the ground just a little bit. Get the tire up in the air, the wheel up in the air. I don't like picking those big heavy tires up anymore by hand, so I use a lever. I use a shovel for a lever to pick that up, get it lined up with the bolts, and slide it on there. I can do the right one now the same way. Once I get that done, then I'll have to get the jack out and jack the back end up enough to get the rear tires off and change them around. So anyway, that's it. We'll just keep working at that till they're all done. Well, I got the wheels all turned around to the right direction and the tire chains put on. It took about 20 minutes and included the time to go find the jack to jack up the back end of it that wasn't where it was supposed to be or wasn't where I thought it was. Well, anyway, now the Bobcat's all ready for more plowing snow. I've got my blade is buried in the snow. I gotta go dig it out and get it down here so it's ready to go when I want to use it. So those tire chains, they work okay, but those aren't perfect. They're kind of lightweight tire chains for this machine. They don't have enough cross links in them. Of course, I've been using them for about 10 years now, so they're just about wore out. They start to break some of the cross links in them, and I have to repair them ever so often. They worked a little better on the old tires. They were smaller diameter tires, smaller and not quite as wide. These big tires, new tires that I've got on here are a lot bigger, and they've got deeper lugs, and the chains kind of disappear down into the lugs. They don't work quite as well as they should, but it's kind of hard for me to find a good set of tire chains for this machine, getting them shipped up here and everything, so I'll make do with these. Anyway, it looks like we're going to have a lot more snow to plow. Meanwhile, the sun went down behind the trees there. It's still up over the mountain, so we still got sunshine up in the treetops here. But it won't be long now before it's dark. Actually, it'll stay light tonight for quite a while because it's clear sky, and so we'll have twilight for a long time instead of dark at 2:30 like we had when it was heavy clouds and raining and snowing. But it'll be dark here pretty soon, or the sun will be down pretty soon. All right, I'm gonna go put this machine away, cover it back up, and plug the heater back into it so it's all ready to go. And we're getting low on diesel on it, so I'm gonna have to shovel out my pickup, clean it out, and take my cans into town to get those filled up with diesel, so we got plenty of fuel here for when the snow hits again. One of the things I'm going to have to do in the next few days before it starts snowing again, and I got to start plowing snow again, is get some more fuel for that Bobcat. I had 3 5-gallon cans full of it the other day, and I've used all 3 of them. It takes almost 5 gallons every time I plow this driveway out, depending on how much snow there is. Anyway, we kept my wife's car out and cleaned up and stuff and opened up, but I haven't been driving the pickup. I went ahead and pushed the snow around either side of it yesterday when I was plowing snow and kind of cleaned out a little bit there. But I just went over to try to clean the snow off the truck, and there's quite a bit of snow on it. Anyway, I got enough off over the door that I could get the door open, got in, got it started up to get it warmed up. We'll see if I get it warmed up a little bit, I can get that snow to slide off of it. But that's a pretty good pile of snow. Anyway, I don't need to go to town today to get that stuff. I've got a couple of days to do it, but I guess I'll get ready. There's about a foot of real soft powdery snow on top, and then the rest of it is real crusty there, so I don't want to use the roof rake on it because it scratched the paint on it. But anyway, we'll see if it'll warm up enough to get it to slide off there and stuff and get it cleaned out. I got my truck shoveled off somewhat. I didn't do the back end of it on the canopy, but I got the cab pretty well cleaned out, much as I could reach. Got it started and let it sit there and run for a while and warm up. Eventually that snow melted, ice melted off the windshield, and got most of it off the engine compartment there now, the hood. We'll let it sit there and run for a little while longer and warm up some more. Let's see if we can't melt the ice around those doors. Ice is froze pretty good, especially the back doors there in the passenger side. Still a lot of ice on there. I can't get it come loose, so let it run for a while and warm up the cabin, see if I can't get that loosened up and get it off there, get it dried out so I can open the doors in the morning. I got it over there out of the hole it was in, and over back on the back of the cabin. There's an electric cord that comes out of the back of the cabin there. I can hook up to the engine heater, keep it warmed up so it's easier to start, although I didn't have any trouble starting it, but it's just easier on the engine and everything if I have it heated up a little bit before we try to start it. Oh, the sun is down now. It's still on the mountain over here on this side and reflected on the clouds. There's a few clouds starting to come in now. She's gone down over the horizon, so daytime fun is over. Anyway, I'm all sweaty and snowy and wet on the outside and wet on the inside, so I haven't got chilled yet, but I'm going to go ahead and go in the house and put some dry clothes on before I do get chilled.